What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up, friends? Crazy, 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 crazy success and days popping off on a regular basis. I light low today so I can interact. Oh, okay, y'all having fun at work? What up, though? What's up to my friends and family? What up to everybody in the chat? How y'all feeling today? What's the word, AD? Lists. Lists. The word of the day is lists. And the reason why the word of the day is lists is because I created a new list. After I got off the live stream. I spent 10 minutes after I got off the live stream last night. We live streamed for like 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So don't say that we don't be putting in the work. Don't say we don't put in the work. But I came up with a new list. All right. Pulled out my iPad, got my Apple Pencil on, and I put together a new list. And I wrote a new list of things that I want to accomplish, new milestones I wanted to hit, things that I wanted to achieve. When I used to do a lot of coaching calls, I used to tell people to do this strategy that I love to do. And the strategy was this. Ever since I was younger, I had created a list of over 300 things, and the list would just be 300 things. I haven't updated it in a while because I've checked off almost every single thing on the list. And those 300 things would be like, you know, buy a new laptop. Now, you got to remember, this is from early in the 2000, before the 10s, maybe let's say 8, 9. That's when I first started developing it because I needed to have milestones of stuff that I wanted to hit, right? And so I would have on there, buy a new laptop, buy a new iPhone, get a new computer, build a studio, grow my business to this much revenue, get 10,000 subscribers, hit 20,000 subscribers, hit 50,000 subscribers, hit 100,000 subscribers. You know, it would be all of these different things, and I would go until I put 300 things on there. And every single time that I check something off, because I would update it every month, and every time I check something off, I would add something on there to replace it. Nope, it wasn't a vision board. It was a vision board is completely different than the 300 things list. A 300 things list was broken down by milestones. So, for example, if I was at 500 subscribers and I say, okay, my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, then I would create a new goal above that and say, my goal is to hit 2,000 subscribers. My goal is to hit 5,000 subscribers. My goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers. I would have 5 things on that list based off of the milestone. So it would give me victories within a bigger scope of things in a way that I was able to develop it. I said, okay, well, I want to hit 40,000 subscribers. And let's say I'm at 500 subscribers. And this is just one example, right? And then I would break it down into smaller goals that allowed for me to actually get some wins to keep me motivated to grow, right? And so I would have that in all aspects of my life, in my business life, in my relationship, and my daughter, and what I wanted to do for my daughter. I need to have this much put up for her college, this much put up in her investments. By the time that she get 18, I want her to have a house. I want to have this. I want to have this, whatever. So, and those things that was on my list were getting checked off. And then the more motion that I got, the faster that it got checked off. So I would keep 300 things. And I was going through it the other day. It's tripped out because I updated it into my notes once I got an iPhone. And I was going through it the other day because I hadn't looked at it since. I haven't looked at it since 2024 was the last time that I looked at it. 2024 was the last time that I looked at it. And so if you just look, it's just stuff that's just checked off, right? It's crazy. Get another Apple Pencil. Buy season tickets to the Pistons. I'm reading some of the things that I actually have on this list. Catch up on my parents' mortgage. Pay off this house. Pay off this rental property. Get my daughter another iPhone. Buy a new coat. Close the restaurant. Update my online portfolio. Minimalize the fridge. Build a creative studio. 30,000 subs on YouTube. And then I got some, I'm going to scroll up a little bit so I can show y'all. Retire from Comerica. This is crazy. Retire from Comerica. Redesign the dining room. Buy new dining room furniture. Buy a new bedroom suite. Pay my parents' taxes. Buy an awesome pair of glasses, a new awesome pair of glasses. I got buy floor seats to the Pistons. This is crazy to look at. Buy a new Mac. Let me scroll back. I'm going to go down. Buy Rita her first Louis Vuitton handbag. Buy a Rolex Day. Get 4 million total views. Drive a Lamborghini Huracan. Buy Leslie a new bedroom suite. Buy a as of yet unnamed Rolex. This is crazy to just look at some of these old stuff. Buy Leslie an iPad Pro. Buy Leslie a MacBook Pro. Buy new luggage. This is crazy, bro. Pay off mom's credit cards. Give my friends 10,000 each. 40,000 subs on YouTube. 50,000 subs on YouTube. And then I'm about to scroll down a little bit. $2,000 monthly income on YouTube. And then I got another one. $5,000 monthly income on YouTube. $10,000 monthly income on YouTube. I'm telling you real stuff that's on here. This is crazy to look at this stuff. See LeBron play in person, put up 20K, and a separate fund for my daughter, clean up the basement. I'm scrolling up a little bit now. Buy the electric Porsche Taycan, get 5 million total views. Get a promotion into the C-suite. Now it's going up, right? 25,000 monthly income on YouTube. This is crazy. $50,000 monthly income on YouTube. Become a lender. You see how it's changing? This is crazy. Become a lender. Start to be a builder instead of a buyer. Build a new recording film studio. 100,000 subs on YouTube. Get a $10 million net worth. This is crazy. Read the whole Bible again. Visit Tokyo. 250,000 subs on YouTube. Buy it says buy a condo in downtown Detroit. I should have put get a penthouse, but you know, it is what it is. Build an ultra modern home. Learn to fly a plane. I'm getting text messages. Learn to buy a plane. Buy the Cybertruck. Buy a new Lamborghini. Own an entire neighborhood. Own an entire neighborhood. This is how I continue to progress. Buy a boutique hotel. Own the entire street. Live to be 100 years old in good health. Complete a half marathon, complete a full marathon, do a TED talk, speak in all 50 states, go skydiving, visit Israel, visit Tibet, visit Rome, buy a Tesla Powerwall, learn a new language, visit Baltimore for the first time, go to Alaska, go to Hawaii, make a full-length movie, visit Paris, Brazil, Philadelphia, 500,000 subs on YouTube, 1 million subs on YouTube. This is crazy, bro. Buy a 2021 Ford GT, a 1988 BMW M3. Why am I saying this? Right now? It's because I went through and I looked at all of that stuff last year. Baltimore, why visit Baltimore? Well, here's the thing. Like, it's not about like dream to do it. It's about things that I've never done before that I wanted to do or that I want to do before I get to it. You know what I'm saying? And so when I look at my smaller dreams and then I started to work towards that shit and I started to keep it, stay down and focus, I would go through and I would check it off my list, check it off my list, check it off my list, check it off my list. Check it off my list, check it off my list, check it off my list. You know what I'm saying? And so as I continue to grow and evolve, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a beautiful thing to just see and look at the growth. But now I'm redoing my list and I'm re-uploading my list. Time Dog has no time for haters. Time Dog has no time for small people anymore, for small, minuscule, idiotic stuff. You know what I'm saying? I came to the conclusion last night that I don't even need to explain myself anymore. I won. You know what I'm saying? You win in real life. Also included on my list. I put new people on there. I put new people on my list now. And on my list, those new people are people that I thought was unreachable as far as, the numbers that they do or the subscribers that they have or the motion that they got or anything like that. And I see that as something that I can go ahead and overtake within the next 6 months to a year. So I have to look at new goals and put myself in new brackets to push myself harder. And these are not people that I look at as enemies. These are not people that I look at as bad. these are people that I have a lot of respect for, and I have great aspirations because I think that they've achieved a lot. And so I'm changing how I measure myself. I no longer measure myself by the hood. I no longer measure myself just by the city. I no longer measure myself by the box that people try to box you in. I'm now measuring myself according to the people that I think may be ahead of me. And that's how I gauge how I need to adjust, make better performance improvements, and shoot for more. You know what I'm saying? So I actually put real people on my list. I remove people and then I add new people. And that's how I gauge myself. That's how I evaluate what my success is supposed to be. That's my life. Thank you, OG Rihanna. I appreciate you. Love you too. So all I'm saying is it's achievable. You have to break it down into smaller milestones and then you get to bigger things. Speaking of that, we did a Patreon live stream last night and it was lit. I'm on your list, Tavi. I like that. We did a Patreon live stream and it was lit last night. And so one of the things that I always do is that I upload it for the people that missed it. And so that is available in the live stream. And then I'm planning the part 2. I told y'all that we was going to do the part 2 of that because it was too good. I'm planning a part 2 and we're going to rock out on part 2. And so I appreciate everybody that had feedback that participated in the Patreon last night. And then I uploaded it. I killed the live stream and then I uploaded it for y'all to rewatch for everybody. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that missed it, you're not alone. I broke it down. We did Stock Club last night. So first thing, I gave a refresher for all of the new people because we know person left behind. So I gave y'all an update on the 8 things that we look for when we look to invest in a company, not the stock market, but when we looking to invest in a company. And then we went into what our future investments were going to be. We broke down hospitality, airlines. We also broke down, it was one more thing that I'm missing. It's on the top of my head. Hospitality, airlines, casinos. We broke down the gaming industry, whether or not that was an investment, if that was a play. We broke down, we went into Tesla, we went into the French companies, we went into AI companies, the AI bubble, all of that type of stuff. And so we had a lot of information, a really good time. And even if you watched it, go and replay it because there's some stuff that you probably missed. And then we going from there. All right. Let me read some of the cash apps and super chats. Time Dog got a flight to catch today. And then tomorrow, when y'all see me and we come back and we do the Millionaire Morning Show, tomorrow we will be doing it in Croatia. Pray for me, y'all. Pray that we get good internet. Pray that we have good internet. All right. Going into these other countries. And I got another question too. When I go out of the country, glad you joined the Bag Chasers too. When I go out of the country, I usually like to leave my Rolexes and my Omegas and my high-end watches and stuff. I leave that here. Do y'all suggest that I still leave it here? I mean, Croatia is a pretty safe country. And I usually just take the Apple Watch. I am bringing the Starlink with me. So should I leave? Should I not wear any watches or bring a watch with me and just take the Apple Watch? Or do y'all think that we should just operate like normal and wear it? I got the Starlink. Bring at least one watch, just the Apple Watch. Stay plain. I would not leave it. Leave it at home. Take Apple only. Apple Watch is enough. Just the Apple Watch. All right. That's why I ask y'all. Everybody overwhelmingly is saying just leave it and just rock out with the Apple Watch. So that's what I'll do. All right. Makes sense. I don't want to be a target when I go to other countries. Rand Wilson says Mr. Beast opened a theme park in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. but it's not in the United States of America, so I don't really care about it. God bless him. I think that he's awesome and he's doing some great things. I don't know, man. I just don't really care. I've never ever in my life watched the Mr. Beast video. Mike, that dude, shout out to you. I appreciate you for always hitting me off. Spencer Campbell, what up, though? Says, good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers. I appreciate you. G70P says, calling in show was hilarious. You said, get a job. He said, F no. Never seen a ninja so passionate about not getting money. Man, I'm telling you. After Saturday, I changed my mind and my perspective towards everybody. I see everything differently. I see men differently. Because y'all told me what y'all was really about on Saturday. Boy, and I ain't forget it either. Get on Target says, what up, AD? Enjoy the Bag Chaser live stream yesterday, my first one. Oh, welcome. So it's good that we did the refresher. And now you get to see what we talk about. Christopher Evans says, what's good, AD? What up, AD? Good morning. Send my email about a coaching call on Sunday at 9:25. Did you get it? All right, bet. I got you. E-Money the Great says, good sir. What are your thoughts on joining a civic service organization like the Rotary Club, Lions Club, Kiwanis, or Optimist Society? I'm currently torn between joining a service club organization or participating in tech orgs like IEEE and IETF. I don't think it's anything wrong with it. A lot of people even like to add in Toastmasters so that it's easier for them to be able to communicate effectively. Any in-person thing I think is good. Any in-person organization is cool. I never felt the need to be a part of it. I never felt the need to do it because I just naturally network. I never felt like I needed to be a part of a civic service club, of a organization that does anything. I always felt like me going outside and being participatory and being interactive with people was my networking. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just don't feel as though I have the time for that. And I'm not interested in moving on nobody else's time. Never felt the need to join a fraternity. Never felt the need to join a service club. I always felt like I'm my own man and I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. But it's a lot of people like Aaron L. He's in all of that type of stuff. He likes to participate in different networking events, service clubs, all of that stuff. I don't really feel like the need to do that. I'm more or less about working hard. And when I go out, I'm going to be just super social. So it's nothing wrong with it. I think it's cool. I'm just not interested. Got the stupid OSHA training at work today, so I'm missing the show. Have a good show. Shout out to Brian, the filmmaker, bro. It's cool. Get that training. Get that money, bro. C. Will says, hello, AD and the Bag Chasers. Thank you for the Gems and Stock Club. Watched it this morning. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Shout out to the Patreon members. If you want to tap into the Patreon, my dog C. Will, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right. Wear your Omega watch. I'm going to just wear the Apple Watch. Even the Omega watch, that cost me like $8,000-$9,000, I think, something like that. I'm gonna just wear my Apple Watch like the chat told me to, and I'm gonna roll from there. And I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, y'all ready to get into the show? Where we starting? I know where we can start. We can start on something that I didn't even cover yesterday. How about we start on something that I didn't even cover yesterday? I don't know why I forgot to cover it yesterday. It's literally the name of the show yesterday. But for whatever reason, what is this? LeBron James and Marques Brownlee discussed the evolution of technology? What? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me pivot for a second. Give me a second. I want to see something. You know how you just look to the side of something that you wanted to talk about, and then all of a sudden you see something else that just catches your eye? That's what this is right here.
Is that how we define it?
Is that scoreboard, right? I don't know. There's like nothing going on. I feel pretty good about that.
most successful players in the game, we're partnering with Indeed because we share the same beliefs that everyone's skills deserve an audience.
I'm trying to make videos that other people would want to watch.
I'm LeBron James, and this is the main thing. Back. Gotta take you back about 15 years ago, man.
Okay.
Before 2009,
Yeah.
before the first YouTube video.
Yeah.
What were you like?
Well, I was always into tech.
Yeah.
Always pretty particular about what I liked and, keep to myself. And so my natural hobby was like, let's go I was watching a bunch of videos before, let me make a video.
Yeah.
So it made sense that was kind of where it started, and then just kind of snowballed from there, just making a whole bunch of tech videos online.
What was your feeling when you first made that first video? Like,
yeah, there was no semblance of any idea of what would happen.
Right.
I was just, it was a fun thing that I thought I could do. And once I made the first video, it was another interesting choice to make the second video.
Yeah.
And then it kind of made this like small community of like, I'm making a couple of videos for like the same small group of people. And then the community goes from, 5 people to 12 people.
Yeah.
And then 12 people to 30 people.
Yeah.
And, it's still not a job.
Right.
It's just a fun hobby that I have, but that was the beginning of skills development towards getting really good at something that I feel like I could be good at.
And do you think like the community kind of kept you wanting to do more and more? Like you said, it went from 5 to 12, 12 to 25, 25 to 50. And are they like asking you for more videos? Or are they saying, hey man, we think you should do this video? Or like,
what's so crazy? What's so crazy is looking at this for me tells me how old we're getting. I remember LeBron James coming into the league and people like, oh man, King James, the goated one, the chosen one, he's going to be great. I remember all of his teammates, Darius Miles and all of them hating on him when he first getting into the league. LeBron in this moment is kind of like a shit. Either you in motion or you not type of situation, because you got to start paying attention to you got to start keeping score now. I used to be in a space to where you don't really keep score, right? You're just trying to put points on the board. And now you scoreboard watching because you're trying to figure out what's the end game, what's the next move, do you pivot, what's the next season? When I look at this, I don't even care about the interview that I'm watching. I mean, I think it's cool. I don't see anything wrong with it, but it looks to me like LeBron is already trying to shift in what he's trying to do outside of basketball. LeBron ain't even in basketball no more as far as I'm concerned. LeBron is he's collecting his final paychecks. He's pivoting for his next move, and he's trying to figure out how he's going to spend the rest of his time for the rest of his life. That's what I look at this as. When I look at this, I'm saying that LeBron is retiring. He might have one more year tops. Maybe he'll steal 2 more years just to try to make sure that his sons get a solid footing inside of the NBA. But this is LeBron's swan song. I don't even look at LeBron as a basketball player anymore. This is it, bro. This is it. This is the end of an era. All of our era is going to the pasture. You get 2 phases in basketball as a fan. You get the phase that you grew up idolizing, wondering if you was ever going to get to the game and sit courtside and cheer him on. And this is one of the reasons that he was on my list, to go and visit, because I knew it wouldn't be long and it was going to be over. You get the phase where you grew up. I grew up watching Isaiah Thomas, and then it transitioned over into Kobe, Michael, Shaq. They had took over from Gary Payton, Sean Kemp and them, Detlef Shrimp, Mitch Richmond, all of those type of guys, Kareem, Magic, Bird. I grew up, and born in 82, first getting my taste of basketball, observing those guys, because my dad's favorite player was Isaiah Thomas. And then you get to meet your heroes, and as you get older and you get money, you actually grow up and you see the LeBrons and you see Kobe swan song. Steph Curry ain't got much longer. You know what I'm saying? And now you're seeing the torch pass to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Wemby and all of that. And now it's just like, you're not as invested. you a casual fan. I go to the game late, I leave early, and you just kind of keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at this is like a reality check. Like, damn. Like they pivoting. When I go on the internet and I see, you know, all of these basketball players and all of them got a goddamn podcast, they trying to figure it out. Some of them more entertaining than others. Others is probably not even really gonna make it. They just gonna hold on for dear life. Stuff like that. This is a life moment for me. This is literally a life moment for me. And I'm watching this and I'm seeing LeBron is making a pivot and he's interviewing Marques Brownlee, who got 14, 15, 16 million subscribers as of the recording of this live stream as we going in. And LeBron ain't even playing. He seems like he's just completely checked out of what's going on in the NBA. He's not even interested in even trying to chase another championship. He's figuring out what his next move and his next pivot is going to be, which kind of puts me in perspective. I'll elaborate in a second. Let's see a little bit more of this.
That's how it starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I made a couple of videos here and there, and then somebody would go, "Hey, these videos are pretty good. What about this other thing?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, I could do that too. All right, let's do that." And then now I'm satisfying a need.
Right.
And it was always fun. Part of it is for the people that are watching, but my goal was always to make stuff that I would want to watch.
Yeah.
So that never changed.
No, I think that's pretty cool. Like, building a community, and then doing something like you said, it was never a job. Like it was a hobby.
Yeah.
Which ultimately has now turned into kind of a job, but it's still fun.
That's exactly where I want to go with a question for you. Because I like analogies.
Yeah.
And I've been telling this analogy for years, but I want to run it by you and see how it hits you
All
here.
right, let's do it.
I've been saying being a creator, being a video creator online is a lot like being a professional athlete. And I say that because it's a job that a lot of people want, but it's very difficult to actually get to the level where you can do it at a level where it is your job. And it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of luck, a lot of right place, right time, but a lot of skills development to get to the point of like playing basketball in the park to playing in the NBA as a job. I feel like that's the same thing with the creator. Like if you can make videos as a hobby for 10 years and never make a dime, all right, you'll probably be pretty good at it as a job too.
Right, because you did it because you loved it. You did it because you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. I think even with me being 2 decades and plus being a professional, in my sport, I still will go out and play for free.
Yeah.
Because I love it. Now, negotiations and things like that I'm a professional, so I get compensated for what I do and what I bring to the table. So I'm not blinded by that. But, I play in the summertime, I train in the summertime, I still go out for the love of it more than the compensation of it. And I think that's exactly the analogy that you're using. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I knew it was over for LeBron when I seen him pull up on Savannah's podcast. And he pulled out all of the stops for Savannah's podcast. I said, LeBron is done. He's done. When I seen him pull up talking about relationships, I said, LeBron is done with the goddamn NBA. He talking about doing it for the love and stuff like that. That's it. That's it for LeBron. It ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Which kind of like is a reality check if you really think about it, right? Because I think that one of the things that we fail to do a lot of times is project what our next move is, project what the next opportunity is going to be, plan effectively. A lot of times, even NBA players, they hope they get that last contract to manage effectively because they've been tricking off the whole time. Somebody in the chat said, man, playing in the NBA and getting a big, if you LeBron and you Steph and you, Shet and Wemby, if you getting $60-70 million a year and you one of the big dogs, you one of the middling players, or you didn't manage your money effectively, you got to live off of that for the rest of your life. You're talking about pretty much financially illiterate athletes that lived a lifestyle that now have to live pedestrian for the next 40, 50, 60 years and has no insight on how to manage money. And so they trying to figure out what their next move is going to be because they still got to feed themselves. And they don't want to ever come out and say, I ain't got the money that I made, or I ain't got the type of money that you think that I made. I had to pay alimony. I had to pay child support. I tricked it off. I threw money in a club. I didn't have a plan, and I'm trying to figure it out. That's the reality of what most people are dealing with. When it comes to being a public figure or making money or going online, I see it's a large conversation around content creators and stuff like that that are supposedly going broke or got to get regular jobs or don't have a skill set and stuff. I think it's important to have all. One thing that I'm very blessed at and that I've been able to have a foresight for is that I've always been planning my next move 10 years before it happened. I've always planned my exit strategy. When I was in corporate America, when I was a software engineer, I planned on exiting from a business perspective. From 2008-9, when I first got back into corporate America and I started making a lot of money and I sold my first business. From 2009, I said that I'm gonna do this shit for 10 years. I always told y'all that. I've been telling y'all that for years. I got a 10-year window before I hit my next move, which means that I have to, and when I'm telling you this, I want you to have a conversation with yourself. I want you to have a conversation about what your next move is going to be, because this is how I think. In 2009, I said that I was going to be done in 2019. In 2009, I said I'm done in corporate America in 2019. I'm going 100% based off of business. Somewhere in there, I still got the business mentality, but I pivoted over to content creation, right? 2019, I retired from my corporate position. 2019, I retired from my corporate position. Now, I did go back and steal some more money. You know what I'm saying? They offered me some money I couldn't refuse, but I was already full blown into my next window. I was already full blown into the content creation. I was already full blown just focusing on business. Now, looking at it from this lens now, I've been planning when I get into my 50s, all of the investments, when I tell y'all I spend 5% of my income and I spend 95% of my revenue into investments, stocks, crypto. I'll give y'all all of the game in the Patreon. We just had stock club last night. Real estate. I deploy so much money into real estate. Why? Because I've already planned out what my next play is going to be. I've already planned out what my next 10 to 15 years is going to be, right? So my next goal is to spend, and I even told y'all, I said I'm looking to go back to school to ultimately become the architect that I said that I wanted to be back when I was in high school, because I love architecture, I love buildings. That's how I first discovered content creation, really, and how I really started getting into content creation, right? So my next play is 100% to just focus on building, develop. I want to be just a full-time developer and architect. All I want to do is design buildings, look at stuff, build it, and go from there. And so that's what I've been focused on. That's my next play. That's my retirement, right? That when I get into a business, I'm already planning my exit strategy. Now, I may stick around, or it's similar to when I retired from corporate America. I may do it. I still got a skill set that I can fall back on, all of this stuff or whatever. But again, what we fail to do is we fail to plan and to put a plan in action. We failed to plan and to put a plan in action. When I retired at 37 years old in 2019, I was bored out of my mind. And I was thinking to myself, because I'm a hustler. This is what I'm used to doing. But we've always been taught that, the goal is just to retire and do nothing and sit around and fly or whatever. No. I realized very, very quickly, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm not happy. I'm not fun. And then when the pandemic hit and I just had to move to Miami for the wintertime, all of that. Do you want to be a real estate developer? I already am a real estate developer. I don't want to be, I am. I'm already there. So, anyways, my point is, the point that I'm making is this, is just that I look at this interview of LeBron and Marques, and I say, this is a reflection of life in general. The changing, the evolving. What is your next move? What is your next step? What is your life going to look like? Some of y'all have kids that are growing up and they're going to get older, right? And they may live with you, but they live in their own life. You don't live your life for your kids anymore because your kids is grown. Even if they live with you, even if they stay with you, they not dependent on you to wait to go and do something. They got their own life. They got their own friends. They like to travel on their own. They hanging out with their cousins and all of this type of stuff. What does life look like for you in the next phase, in the next quarter? You see what I'm saying? I've been building up content creators, working with people, creating new shows, new channels, new platforms, having and teaching people how to do stuff without me and stuff like that. I already am planning for the next phase. I'm already putting things in motion.
Your superpower, and what was that?
Today, it is the ability to break down complex topics or information about a thing and distill it to anyone to be able to digest. That I didn't have at the beginning. I was just talking to the small community. They asked me questions, I'd answer. So it was very like one-way street. But when I start seeing growth and like new people coming in, I suddenly had to split it. And with the same words, I have to talk to the community I'm already knowing and the new people coming in with the same words.
Right.
And I wasn't good at it at first, but that's the skill that I started developing and trying to understand, okay, these words may be a little too in the weeds for people who are new, but everyone's going to get this. So let me back off a little with the technical jargon, trying to find that balancing point. That's the thing that I developed for like the last decade of making videos about tech.
Shout out to him. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to them creating a platform that's ultimately dope. I just seen that on the fly, and so I thought that was interesting. Before I read a couple of super chats, let me look at some of this stuff. I think that this is cute. Shout out to you, cute. Mr. Ayers says, "Fuck you." You self-aggrandizing motherfucker. You think because you have money that makes you someone influential. You're a lame without it. Fuck you. Hey, listen, this is a grown man, bro. Let's think about this for a second. Let's put it in perspective. This is a grown 40-plus-year-old man that feels some type of way. You good, man? You good, bro? Listen, yesterday morning, I got some box that was so good. I checked my bank account. It was so crazy. My life is so incredible. The one thing that I'm not worried about is what another man is tripping about. Now, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. All right. I'm not going to go on the internet and I'm not going to jump into subscribe to somebody's channel to make a comment as a grown 40-plus-year-old man and crash out. Man, I'm praying for you, Mr. Ayers. I really am, bro. I really am praying for you, bro. I pray that you and your boyfriend find peace. I pray that you reconcile with your children that don't like you. I pray that you turn your life back over to God and you realize that women are better to have sex with than men. I pray that your parents, you reconcile with your parents, because I know that they probably disowned you when they found out that you kissed the boy. I pray that you get off the liberal plantation. And I also pray that you find yourself in this world and that you don't focus so much on other men and how much money we have, but you focus on getting a couple dollars of your own so that you can find happiness Because usually it's the brokest niggas that always got something to say about somebody else having money. And for people that say this type of stuff that says you lame without money, how would I ever know? I've always got money. It's not something that I could ever substantiate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine what my life would be like without money as a 40-year-old man, because I've been rich for so long and my net worth is so crazy that having money is a part of what it is that I am. I don't know any broke niggas that's not lame. I mean, come on, y'all. Let's really have a conversation. I don't know anybody that's broke as a 40-year-old man that's not lame. I don't even understand that comment. What does that mean? Like, I don't know a man that's 40 plus years old that doesn't have a dollar to his name that I would say is awesome. Like, we're supposed to get money. We're ordained to leave an inheritance for our children. What does that mean when people say if you didn't have money, you would be lame? I don't know no cool people that's broke. No. Anton is tight. Anton tight. I know dudes with money that are still like, why do you know them then? If they know, let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I never admitted this before, but I'm gonna admit it today on the Millionaire Morning Show on 11/12/2025. I am absolutely lame. I am the lamest black man that you will ever see in your entire life. And let me substantiate that for you. I've never been to jail. I don't have no children out of wedlock. I run multiple businesses. I have people that work for me. I have a loving community. I love God. I've never sold a drug. I've never robbed anybody. And I've never had to get stripes in a hood in order to be able to survive in Detroit, Michigan, in the inner city. I got decent grades. I went to college. I have a degree. And I have a really good nest egg. And I got a community of 20,000 people on Patreon that absolutely love me. And they pop out anytime I pop up in a city. I am 100% lame. Lames win in life. Lames win. I've never had a woman problem. I've never had any kind of issues. I've never turned into an incel. I don't have anybody that exposed me. I don't have any woman or anybody from school that ever can say that I am something that I didn't already say. I'm a lame. You are 100% right. I am 100% a lame. I'm a lame. I'm a nerd. I watch car videos. I like technology. I only want to be around people that are successful. And I don't feel like I ever have to go back to the hood. I'm 100% a lame. You are absolutely right. Married 21 years, no alimony, no child support, no none of that. You are 100% right. I am the lamest dude that you'll ever see. I'm going to die. I'm going to go to heaven. I'm going to get my crown in heaven. I'm going to do all of that. I don't feel the need to ever have to substantiate myself with guys that I'm never going to see in real life. I will never, ever meet you in real life. I will never, ever meet you in real life. That's the interesting part about this conversation is that if I'm lame and you subscribe to me to tell me that because you watch my content, what does that say about you? That means that you really the class clown that really ain't smart, but you want to be smart, but you knew you was never going to be shit. And so now you like to clown on people to deviate away from the fact that you're not shit. My life is awesome. You're right. I'm whatever it is that you say I am, 100%. You're absolutely right. Now, what I would like to do is I would like for people to give me some insight into what their life is like. I would love to see the people that call other people names. I would love to see what their life is like because I've talked to thousands of you motherfuckers over the years on panels, on call-in shows, on the Millionaire Morning Show, on the Anton Daniels channel, on After Hours. I've talked to so many people. I have never met a cool nigga that sat there and told me to my face, I'm a millionaire. Like, I'm going to be a billionaire. Thank you, Heavenly Saint. They say they love me. I got some of the baddest chicks that surround me, that love me, that show me love, that make sure that I'm taken care of. I got a housekeeper. I got a maid. I got a cook. I got Molly. I got Carrie. I got Kimmy. I got Miss Sanchez. I got all kind of people that love me, bro. I got our streets. I got Heavenly Saint. I got Nurses Love AD. I got OG Rihanna. I got 20,000 people that pop out and say, I love you. If this is lame, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. I'm with it. I got Aaliyah. Aaliyah is ready to fly immediately. Immediately. And I got niggas that's ready to crash out about me. I got niggas that's ready to crash out about me right now. Same color. Please leave your message for. I'll call them back because I know they just landed over in Croatia. So I gotta make sure that they good. Make sure that my daughter, who has a strong father in her life, is safe and sound. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like. You stuck with us, lovely ladies. I know Onaka. I know what it is. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Listen, guys, we're thinkers. We're businessmen. We do things the right way. We run up a bag, and we love life. We don't fall victim to the same tactics that these idiots and these numbfucks fall victim to. All right. We stay focused. We love life. We love God, and we're gonna continue to get money. What do you mean nothing to prove? Why would I have something to prove? Bro, I'm checking on my I'm checking on my daughter and my chick. I'm making sure that they landed safely over in Croatia. My daughter and my chick is in Croatia. I'll take Lane. I'll take Lane for 1,000, Alex. Let me read some of these super chats. Blue to Globe says, if you're on Zagreb, how you know where I'm going? How y'all be knowing where I'm going? Rent a car and drive over to Slovenia, visit the capital and Lake Bled. I visited just before. I I don't like renting cars in other countries, though. That's the one thing about that. 392Q says, if you go back to school, what school would you go to for architecture? Probably Wayne State. Right here in Detroit. Right here in Detroit. Don Dimitri says he's suffering from box deficiency. God bless him. I hope everything work out for him. He's still got to go home with himself at the end of the day. Quarter Boy says, why are broke dusty people so hateful and jealous? Jealousy, you can't try to figure out what jealousy is. It is what it is. It's not something that you can make sense of. Manny Plays PC says, why do you guys keep doing this to yourself? Knowing going after Anton is a bad idea. Well, I think it's a good thing because it reminds me that there are people that still subscribe just to hate watch. AR Smitty says, a Q Diddy crash out ain't got nothing on Mr. Ayers. Not a good look, buddy. 392Q says, Mr. Ayers taught me what aggrandizing mean. JC says, another broke bro. Jay Hunter says, damn, Anton, please tell me that's not another one from the Low Testosterone Academy. Listen, y'all saying that I'm not. PDA Miles says, ignore that fool. AD, it's my birthday. Let's keep the positive. Happy birthday, big dog. Happy birthday. Sir Tiberius says, don't get mad, get glad, or whatever they used to say. Jay Reed says, so you wouldn't get back in tech? I'm not interested. I'm genuinely not interested. I did that already. I did that for a long time. I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to design nothing that got to do with tech. I don't want to do that no more. I'm tired of that. I want to get into actual physical things. I want to build big buildings. I want to eventually grow to build large buildings. And I got the best mentor. I got the best mentor. You know who my mentor is? The very person that built this building. The very person that built this building. And I met his mom the other day, and it was so dope. I met his mom the other day, and it was incredibly dope. I got some of the best mentors. They build in the JW Marriott, and they teaching me every single thing that ever. I meant to call him too. Probably in a meeting.
This is Jacob.
Hey, this is Anton.
How you doing, sir?
Dylan, I met your mom at the game the other day.
I know. She told me. She sent me a picture of you guys together.
She loved you, bro. She said you the baby.
I'm her favorite. That's what she's supposed to remind her.
Oh my gosh, she is such a sweet woman.
Yeah, thank God. I'm actually very, very close to her.
I see. She kept talking about you. I'm like, man, I know Jacob. I know Jacob Big Head.
Yeah, we take good care of each other. So how about you? How's your new unit?
It's beautiful, man. You guys took care of me, man. I appreciate you. I'm wondering when you gonna give me the tour of the Marriott.
I'll work on setting that up. It's not something I can do, but I'll ask Ellie about it, and I'll be in touch.
All right, cool. I'm gonna talk to you later.
Good. Actually, hold on one second. Good. So do you want me to wait? So should I ask them if we want to wait? Things are closed up?
Yeah. No, I'm good with the code. You can show it to me in the code. I'm cool with that.
Okay, so let me ask them what some dates and times that will work, and I'll reach back out to you.
Okay, I'm flying to Croatia today, but I'll be back next week.
Croatia?
Yeah.
Dubrovnik?
No, Zagreb.
I heard it's gorgeous there.
Yeah, I heard it is too. Can't wait to get there.
Is it a vacation?
No, well, yes and no. You mix it, but you know I'm a vlog it and everything. So
of course. Well, you must tell me all about it when you get back.
all right, cool. But yeah, send me some dates. That'd be cool.
Yep, I'll work on that, and we'll be in touch. And if there's anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to call.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So I'm not trying to hang out with you niggas. I don't want to be in business with y'all. I don't care about what you're talking about. I got a meeting. I got to go over to Bedrock with Dan Gilbert's people, and then I'm gonna go and view this JW Marriott. And you know, we doing something different. Do you think I give a fuck about keeping it real with you niggas? Do you think that I'm gonna sit here and have a conversation about what unlame's a lame? Let me ask y'all another question. Let me flip it for a second. Do you think that rich people, do y'all think that they have these same fucking dumbass conversations? How many times do you think that a Jewish person tells another Jewish person, without money, you're lame? Do you see how these people talk? They don't have the same conversations that you have. They don't sit here and talk about what's lame and what's not. Hey, man, they don't give a fuck about that shit. They trying to figure out how to get some more money and take over another goddamn building. Why the hell do you think that they don't speak like you? They don't speak like you. The circles that I'm in, that's not even a part of the conversation. They trying to figure out where the value add is. Hey, wait a minute. Let me introduce you to this guy. Hold on, wait a minute. Are you okay with the code, or you want to wait till we close up the whole building and put windows on the whole thing before we bring you through and show you what's going on? They don't have the conversations that we have. They don't sit here and go back and forth about how many holes you got or what kind of lame you may be without money and none of that shit. They don't know because they ain't know nothing but money. They introduce their mothers to you, and I meet them and they say, oh my God, my son talks about you all the time. Let me take a picture and send it to you. We got to elevate our level of thinking. We have to elevate our level of thinking. There's a higher frequency that we need to be on. And I think that part of the reason that I like to use these people as an example is because I want to show you what not to be. I'm showing you what a lame really is. The lame is Mr. Ayers. He's the lame. This is the nigga that you see in the streets that still think it's 2005. This is the nigga that think it's cool to get his bucket car and that you're going to be impressed by his music playing loud. Man, don't nobody give a fuck about your punk ass. You actually the lame. That's the tripped out part about it. Imagine a lame calling a rock star a lame. I'm a rock star. I walk around the street and say, oh my God, I love you. Can I take a picture with you? You walk down the street and nobody cares. They ask you if you need some extra change or if you need something to eat because they feeling generous. You're talking to me as though you can ever get in the room that I'm in. I'm the rock star. You're the idiot. That's what I learned in when I went to private school. I learned that the class clowns was really the ones that was lame. They were insecure. They were raised by their mother. Their fathers never participated in their life. They felt like they had to tell a lot of jokes in order to try to make up for the fact that their clothes was fucked up. You're the lame. You're the lame. You're in a situation that you can't get out of. You go to work every day and you don't have no fucking choice and you're running on a hamster wheel. You will refinance your mortgage and you will pay it for the rest of your life. And then your kids will lose your house. And guess who's going to buy it? My kid. My kid is going to buy your house that your kid loses because you refinance too many times, and we're going to pick that bitch up for a song at an auction. That's the difference. That's the difference between me and you. My child is learning how to buy your child out, and you're going to rent from my child. You're going to rent from my child. Your kids are shit. Your kid is going to subject themselves and bow down to my kid. And my kid is a nice person, so they're going to give you grace. They're going to let your kid miss on rent a couple times, and then they're going to allow for them to still stay there until they can find themselves another place to go. My kid is going to take your kid and make sure that your kid pays my kid rent and interest on every fucking thing that they do. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. And there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm going to own fucking everything. It's going to be a strong possibility. If I ever find out what city that you live in, I'm going to make sure that I'm invested in all of the businesses. And in some way, somehow, I'm going to make sure that I fire your punk ass. I'm the type of nigga to go and apply for a job and make sure that a corporate shark recruiter get me into the company so that I can fire your ass. I'm going to put you on a pip, bitch. Hey, I'm going to put my guy on it. I'm going to put my guy on it. He going to find out who the fuck you are just from your picture, just from your last name. I hope you didn't use your real last name, because now I'm going to make a special project out of you. I'm going to make a special project out of you because I can. Not because I have to, not because I got the time to, because I'm going to make the time just to make sure that I make your life miserable, because I can. Shout out to that True Mech says, fuck him, AD. I got you. I hope Mr. Ayers stay broke. Happy Wednesday, AD and peeps. Your 300 goal list is awe-inspiring and the wheels are turning. Thanks for that. Says Chase Barnes. Sniper says, join the bag, Chase. Y'all, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna get you. Join the bag chasers yesterday. Thank you for all that you do, Mr. Daniels. Let's get to this bag. Henry says, hey, D, I have 2 questions. Can I get a coaching call, sir? New Patreon member. Also, when are you coming to Virginia for the meetup? I don't know when I'm coming, when it get warm back outside. And send me an email, antondaniels413@gmail.com. Christopher Mayberry says, come over to Split, Croatia. Let's get some scotch and a cigar. I don't even know anything about Split. What is Split, Croatia? You got to let me know. AD, what do you look for in a mentor? Anybody that can give me some insight and anybody that I can add value into so that I can learn more and then level up. Anybody that can give me some insight, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm rocking with. Eric D says, what up, though? What up, Eric D? Yes, do not buy a house in Florida. Florida is not where you want to buy a house at. All right, y'all. All right. Let's get back to the show. I don't want to get derailed anymore. I want to focus on what I was here to focus on in the first place, okay? You see the crane behind me pulling that stuff up? All right, let me see what's going on.
A night of protests turns bloody at the final stop of the controversial college tour. Several protesters taken.
Somebody said you stayed derailed. Yeah, man, that's a part of the show. That's a part of the entertainment value of what we do over here. This is the Millionaire Derailment Show. Millionaire Morning Show just sound better.
Custody outside the Turning Point USA event at UC Berkeley. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Ashley. The conservative group's nationwide tour ended tonight here in the Bay Area, and that stop comes exactly 2 months ago to the day when founder Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at the first event of the tour in Utah. For this breaking news update, let's go to ABC 7 News reporter Frances Wang. She's live on the Cal campus where the event just wrapped up not long ago. Frances, you saw a lot of protesters and a lot of security, too.
Yeah, Dan, organizers expected these protesters, many of them showing up hours before doors even opened. There were some tense, even violent moments you can imagine with protesters and attendees just standing within inches of each other. At one point, police even had to move the line.
Where were you 2 months ago today when you heard Charlie had been shot?
The Turning Point USA tour ended here at UC Berkeley with hundreds packed into Zellerbach Hall. Outside, students and other demonstrators chanted and protested throughout the night.
They're using our facilities and resources to do it, which I think is just crazy. It's like, go somewhere, we don't want you here.
Events like this should never happen on this campus or anywhere again.
As people here for the Turning Point USA event gathered here in line, they have just been let in, but as you can see, the protesters are upset, yelling at police who are standing there ready with riot gear. Tensions escalated. Fights, fireworks, smoke bombs erupted, creating chaos and confusion. At least one person was hurt, multiple arrested. Attendees and supporters of Turning Point's founder Charlie Kirk not deterred.
When you see someone that courageous with their faith, you're like, why am I not that courageous with my faith?
Imagine being mad at people because they actually believe in turning your life over to God and conservative views that benefit the Americans in the United States of America. Imagine being mad at people because they wear a red shirt and it says Jesus on it. You got colored haired zesties, overly liberal white men and white women that are out here protesting on behalf of everything that is bad for America, including illegal migrants. And they are mad because young people on a college campus, which is supposed to be supporting diversity of thought, whether you liberal, whether you Republican, whether you white, whether you black, it's supposed to be a space that is open for debate and opportunity. And these people are literally angry and mad because they are having a private event in which a ton of students showed up, and these people are crashing out outside because of it. Somebody said, I was looking at Berkeley as a place for my daughter to go. That's out the window. Oh, absolutely. Now, I think that parents have to start vetting the colleges that their kids go to, not because it's a good academic program for whatever field of study that they're supposed to go to, but you also have to evaluate it based off of the culture. We used to go on college trips to see if we wanted to go to that school or see if we wanted to be recruited to go to a school, to look at if it was a conducive place for your child to learn, or if they had the best engineering school for what your kid was trying to get into, or if it was the top architect program, or if it's the top program for anesthesiologists and nurses and all of this stuff. Now you have to actually go to these schools to see how liberal they are and if it really is an indoctrination camp. Eric says Cal Berkeley has always been very liberal. Yeah, but has it always been this overt though? Has it always been this overt? Like you have to go to the, I'll do you one better. When my daughter was getting into high school, when she was going to high school, because I had a private school experience, I was evaluating if I wanted her to have a private school experience. And so we started going on tours. This is what people with resources, what Mr. Ayers can do for his children. We started going on tours for our daughter, and you actually go and visited the campuses of these high school, of these colleges. You do a full day. You can have your kid actually go and spend a whole day with the other people that's at the campuses and stuff like that, with the girls or the boys or whatever that volunteer, depending on whatever gender your kid is, to go and volunteer. And then they'll shadow them for a day or for a half a day or whatever. And then they come back and they say, oh man, you know, I liked it or I didn't like it or whatever. And so my daughter actually shadowed, and we took several different tours of different schools, some of the most prestigious schools throughout Michigan, all girls schools, all of this or whatever, so on and so forth. And you have to actually go and experience it. You got to go and see it. You got to go and experience it. See, we used to just sending our kids to whatever the closest public school is and letting the teachers be an overglorified babysitter, and that's the end of the conversation. We're not used to actually participating in our kids' life to that extent. But there's other cultures of people that is very vigilant about what the culture is like at these campuses, what the kids is going to be teaching, what the curriculum is. They want to meet the teachers. They want to meet the staff. They want to meet the administration. They want to know if you're going to be pushing this agenda, if you're not going to do it. And they want to know all of this stuff. And so now we have to take that same approach in high school, in middle school, in the most formative years of our children, in colleges. And so you got to vet these places, because otherwise this is the type of stuff that you're going to see. You're going to see people that is trying to indoctrinate your children and give them a lifestyle that's not something that you put into it.
To be that courageous with my faith. I should be not afraid to wear a shirt that says Jesus on it, even though everyone looked at me today and gave me dirty looks. It's like, that's okay.
I want to encourage free ideas expression. I don't want one side to dominate the other. And I think there's valid points on both sides.
Speakers, including actor Rob Schneider, questioning free speech here on campus.
Berkeley, shame on you, Berkeley.
And addressing the protesters outside.
You're coming from a place of emotion. And that's tough.
Even without Kirk, the night and Turning Point USA tour concluded with his signature Prove Me Wrong format. Attendees given time to line up and ask questions or share their points of view.
This is unfortunate, in my opinion. I think that is messed up that now everything is so extreme to where you have to start really paying attention to how this is going to play out in your kids' life.
Above that active protest scene. Let's watch.
We got to be vigilant about this stuff. Our kids are some of the most precious
Today's event on campus tonight at Zellerbach Hall. That is the group Turning Point USA, founded by the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Some Cal students say they are disappointed with the school for allowing the event to happen. So far, at least 2 people have been detained, and that event starts in about an hour. As you take a look at that large group outside of that event, we have seen that crowd continuing to grow as the afternoon has gone on. We want to show you some video from within the last hour. We've highlighted for you as some fights broke out in this crowd. Again, we know 2 people have been detained as emotions are high and tensions are high, as we saw some of those protesters clashing with people waiting in line to get inside. We know the university has added enhanced security measures. They've called in a lot of police from Berkeley as well as UC Berkeley. And Turning Point USA has also hired some of their own independent security to be on campus. There are strict policies to actually get inside of Zellerbach Hall, but we know certainly tensions are high outside of Zellerbach Hall right now. We want to show you some more video here of some of that law enforcement presence as they took at least one person. They detained at least 2 people so far, but video of one of them being detained and put in the back of a police car. Again, we know Berkeley police are on hand, private security, as well as UC Berkeley's own campus police. This is a situation that we are continuing to monitor tonight, and we will bring you any updates as these things develop tonight ahead of this event set to start in the next hour.
And I'm hearing from our producers here that today does mark.
That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. We shouldn't have this at our college campuses. People shouldn't be crashing out like this. And if I don't like something or I don't like an event, I don't give any visibility to it. I don't even entertain it. I'm not going to their event. I'm not going to your event at all. I'm just not doing it. Why would I go to an event that I don't agree with? I'm not giving it no motion, no visibility, no nothing. So I'm going to spend my afternoon, instead of going to make some more money, instead of studying, instead of getting some box, instead of doing something that's productive for me, that's going to help me elevate and be better in the future, I'm spending my time focused on somebody that I don't agree with. And you know why they doing it? You know why they spending the time? Because they know that they're right. They know that they're right. And so people protest something that they think is being impactful. If they never cared about it, if it wasn't a thing, then they wouldn't even show up. But they know that they're right. They know that they're right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of this. Crash Out Daniel says, Sir Tiberius, I think y'all take words out of context. We derail the show. We don't crash out. We derail the show. We don't crash out. We derail. All right. Crashing out is doing something crazy. So this is about generational revenge. This is about generational revenge, huh, AD? No, I just be talking stuff, to be honest with you. I just like talking shit online. Wesley Turner says AD will ruin your life like a rich movie villain. I do believe in being a villain. In most movies, the villain is actually the one that's right. They're justified and they're right. A.R. Smitty says, never thought I'd hear Deuce Bigelow on a college campus only in 2025. Deuce Bigelow the Gigolo. Yeah. The Railman is the cousin of Crashing Out. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I disagree. All right, what else are we talking about? Shout out to All Productions. I also appreciate you too, my friend. All Productions. Man, you know what? You know what's going to be difficult today? What's going to be difficult today is after I get off the live stream, usually I like to take a nap after I get off the live stream, but I'm not going to be able to take a nap today because I got a 12-hour flight. So I'd rather just sleep on a plane in my bed on the plane than take a nap. I'd rather work, go to the bank, take care of business, than take a nap. And then I could sleep on a plane and I can get a full night's rest. And then when I work on the plane a little bit and then sleep, get a full night's rest, and then you fresh when you get to your location. So I'm going to stay up. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to stay up. I'm not going to sleep. And it's Wednesday, and I ain't live streaming tonight, so we're going to be good. All right. Let's see. What else are we talking about today? Oh, this came across my timeline today. Let's deep dive into this for a second. Let's spend 10 minutes on this. I am going to vlog.
Breaking news, the House Oversight Committee has just released new emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Some are focused on President Trump. Jay O'Brien has the details. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, George, good morning. These are records that the department, or rather the House Oversight Committee, subpoenaed from the Epstein estate. Reams, thousands of pages worth, released this morning by Democrats on that panel, several mentioning President Trump by name.
This morning, the bombshell release of what House Democrats say are emails to and from deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, several referring to President Donald Trump by name. In an April 2011 email released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, lawmakers say Epstein wrote to his now convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, 3 years after pleading guilty to sex crimes involving a minor, telling her, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Unnamed victims spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." According to the released emails, Maxwell responds, "I have been thinking about that." But this summer, in a recorded interview with the Department of Justice, Maxwell told Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the president's former lawyer, she never witnessed Trump act inappropriately.
I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Shortly after that interview, Maxwell was moved to a minimum security prison camp, prompting criticism she received special treatment. Committee Democrats also releasing this January 2019 email, where Epstein corresponds with author Michael Wolff less than 6 months before the financier would be charged again, this time with sex trafficking of minors. Discussing President Trump's repeated claim he kicked Epstein out of his Palm Beach club, Epstein writing, "Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop." President Trump has denied any knowledge of Epstein's alleged crimes.
It's a hoax. It's started by Democrats.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken with him in 15 years. And earlier this year, Trump claimed the reason he banned his one-time friend from Mar-a-Lago in the mid-2000s was because Epstein stole Trump's club staff, including young women.
He took people, and because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like, when they steal people, I don't like it.
And no response yet from the White House on the release of these emails. Meantime, right up here on Capitol Hill, in just hours, Speaker Mike Johnson will swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. The speaker has prevented her from 7 weeks now from taking her seat. She says one of her first orders of business will be signing that petition, providing the last signature it needs to force a vote on the House floor for the release of thousands of other pages of the Department of Justice's Epstein records. Once she does that, the clock starts ticking down to that vote, expected in the coming weeks, George.
Yeah, we're going to be watching that. And Jay, we also saw what you played in that piece there from Ghislaine Maxwell in that interview she did with the Trump Justice Department. She said she had never seen Donald Trump act inappropriately. That's not necessarily inconsistent with the email that was just released.
The email there, George, says that she was aware of what Epstein refers to in that email, which is, as Epstein says, President Trump's interactions with an unnamed victim whose name is redacted in that email. It doesn't necessarily conflict, but she went very far in her deposition to say she never saw the president do anything inappropriate. So with these additional emails and more that are expected to come, and more, by the way, that the committee has and the Department of Justice has, it just ramps up the scrutiny on what she told the DOJ.
So basically, another nothing email. Literally another nothing email. So mega bills, this is what I'm trying to make sense of, all right? Mega Bill says, I'm calling Cap. They said nothing about Epstein the entire 4 years of Biden's administration. And that's what my point is. What do y'all think that y'all are going to get with whatever these proposed files are? Correct, a nothing burger. What do y'all think that y'all gonna get with these proposed files? Okay, let me rephrase the question. The Biden administration went after Trump vigorously. And when I say vigorously, I mean vigorously. They tried to bankrupt his company. They tried to convict him of having files that was classified at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. They tried to chase him down in Fulton County, Georgia. They sent Letitia James on him. They tried to remove him from the ballots. They tried to discredit him. They painted him as a racist. They did all of these things during the Biden administration. Under Democrat rule, they had an opportunity to just absolutely destroy him and throw him under the bus. If anybody, Eric D, I'm going to address that too. If anybody had an opportunity to destroy him and had an incentive to do so, they could have did it 4 years ago. They could have did it 3 years ago. They could have did it 2 years ago. Here's the question that nobody wants to answer. If it was so important for them to get Trump and throw him under the bus, because I see your local Democrats pivoting and trying to take away from the fact that they are under duress and they have lost everything and they don't get anything and they have to reopen the government. And so you'll have a Hakeem Jeffrey say something like, we're going to release the files, right? If there was something on him in it, why didn't they do it during Biden's administration? Nobody, and I mean nobody, can actually answer this question. Why didn't they release it under the Biden administration? That is my only question. Why didn't they release it? That's all I want to know. Why didn't they release it and why didn't it happen under Biden's rule? Why wouldn't y'all? Okay, let me ask the question differently. Why didn't y'all pressure Biden to release the Epstein files to implicate Trump? Forget the politicians because y'all can't answer that question. Here's my question. Why weren't you guys just as fervent to try to get Biden and his crew to release the Epstein files when he was in office? How come y'all wasn't this vigilant? How come y'all wasn't this demanding? How come y'all didn't put any pressure? And I mean zero pressure whatsoever. Why didn't y'all put pressure on Biden? Correct, Heavenly Saint. That's another question. Why didn't they release? Listen, forget. Okay, let's pivot. Right? Why didn't they release redacted files actually showing Trump's implication prior to the election? Because if you need a smoking gun and if you need to win an election, I think that that's the thing that you should do. Why not just release a redacted file specifically implicating Trump prior to the election? If you had something, if you did something, if you really wanted to win the election, why wouldn't you release it prior to, or why wouldn't you just release a redacted file implicating Trump? I'm just saying, how come y'all don't put more pressure on Democrats than y'all do during this administration? Because they couldn't. The files were sealed by a judge. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Let me tell you something. The one thing that we know for sure, and the two things that's for certain, is that they can get done whatever it is that they want to get done. They can get done whatever it is that they want to get done. If you're telling me that the judge prevented them from doing it, I didn't see anybody, and I mean anybody, pressuring the Democrats to release it at all. I seen nothing. Zero. Nada. Listen, I don't give a fuck if a judge sealed it or not. I didn't see anybody pressuring Democrats to release the files. Why? Why wasn't y'all going through and trying to put pressure on releasing the files over the last 4 years? I don't want no maybes. I don't want what you think your theory is. I'm asking you why y'all didn't put pressure for the Democrats to release the files. That's all I'm asking. We never had a conversation about making sure and putting pressure on the Biden administration to release files at all. At all. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Y'all never proposed it. Y'all never had a conversation about it. You never proposed it. It was never a thing. I'm wondering why it's so important now. So now you talk about an email. So an email talking about somebody is supposed to be substantiated evidence as to somebody doing something that they wasn't supposed to do. No pictures, no audio, no nothing. An email. Somebody released an email interaction mentioning his name, and that's supposed to be y'all smoking gun? Come on, man. Stop, bro. Stop. I'm going to be honest with you. I got bigger fish to fry, nor do I give a F. I genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. Nobody is going to jail. Nobody is getting indicted. Nobody is being held accountable. And nothing is going to happen at all. I said this before. We wait, bruh. Listen, man. They'll find Jimmy Hoffa before they release anything that implicates anybody in an Epstein file. They will find Jimmy Hoffa before they find anything that they released in an Epstein file. Just telling you the truth. What up? What up, Mika? Take my vitamin. Forgot to take my vitamin this morning. Nigga, you're not gonna get nothing if y'all gonna waste y'all energy and shit on this. You crazy. So what are we saying? There's no cover up? Maybe, maybe not. I think that the bigger play is y'all need to go and get in touch with your Uncle Lester. Go and find your Uncle Lester and hold that nigga accountable for touching your niece. You can spend more time trying to figure that out than you can spend on these Epstein files. You got an uncle, a nasty uncle that's touching on the little girls right now. Keep having them sit on his lap and shit. Y'all can go address that tomorrow. But you ain't gonna do that. But you're demanding for the Democrats and the Republicans to release these files. Nigga, you got problems in your own hood, in your own neighborhood, in your own people. You know what I'm saying? I would be more focused on Uncle Lester than I would on this shit. What the hell is what in the background? What is what? It's called a turkey, nigga. You can't see it? It's an 85-inch TV with a turkey. And you see the YouTube plaques. That's the million. That's the 100,000. Both of those for the Anton Daniels channel. Millionaire Morning Show ones is at the office. And then that's outside, nigga. What you talking about? He said, what is that in the background? It's a turkey, nigga. Thanksgiving is coming up. Got to get in the holiday spirit. There was something out the window. It's a crane. A crane is lifting up stuff because they're building a building over there. Shit, the sun is over there. The crane and building a building and all of that is down there. It's talking about a red balloon falling. It's not falling. They actually have a crane that is dropping stuff and bringing it back up. All right. I know the sun is beautiful though. The sun is beautiful over there. The city is beautiful. The sun is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. See the city? City is gorgeous. Beautiful, 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 beautiful city. And then it's the crane right there. You see the crane? It's the crane. That is, and then I got my turkey. My turkey right there. It's the holiday season. I know Mr. Ayers don't like that, but that's cool. Mr. Ayers, it's a turkey, nigga. It's crazy. That's Canada over there. Yeah, that's the Samsung. Yeah, that's the Samsung Frame TV. Who cooking? You cooking. When you cooking? Why don't you give to the poor if you so rich, motherfucker? Why don't you suck my dick, nigga? How about that? Now, niggas always trying to tell you what to do with your money. Why don't you suck my dick? Why don't you give to the poor? Why don't you suck a dick, nigga? Both, you give me a reason why you ain't sucking dick, and then I'll give you a reason why you can't get my resources. Niggas always want you to give to the poor. I'm not giving to you. It's only Wednesday. You right. You right. It's only Wednesday. Let me get things together. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. Niggas always try to count your money of what you're trying to do. I never said that I was rich, did I? Did I say I was rich? Let me show y'all my account again. I'm gonna show y'all this every day until you get the memo. Every day until you get the memo. You see this? They took my dollar too. See that? Account has a zero balance. Zero balance. Your savings account ending in whatever is at risk of closing if you have a zero balance for 60 days. Got me locked up, bro. Got me locked up. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Took my $1 with a legal processing fee. You see that? Legal processing fee, my $1. I'm out here struggling, trying to figure this shit out. Oh, man. Trying to figure it out. Where did Mika at? Where Mika at? Let me see where Mika at. Hold on. Because I told Mika that she need to cook, and I asked her when she cooking. You know, do y'all want to know how to make a girl nervous? Not Mika in particular, but in a general sense. Y'all want to know how to make a girl nervous? Women act super confident before we move over to the next part of the show. Women act super confident. And groceries? What groceries? What are you talking about? And groceries. You want to know how you want to know how to make a woman nervous? Y'all want to make a woman nervous? Are you there? All right. The way that you make a woman nervous is to ask her to cook for you. Woo! If you want to make a woman nervous, ask her to cook for you. She'll freeze up. She'll freeze up like a mannequin. Women instantly start sweating when you ask her to cook, when you ask them to cook for you. Like if they really in person and you be like, hey, why don't you come over and cook for me real quick? They start sweating. They be so nervous. Women is so nervous when you ask them to cook for you. I don't know what you like. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, what is it? What is it? What is it that you want? I mean, you might not like mine because I don't put all of this on it. It is such. Women get super nervous. Super nervous when you ask them to cook for you. You know what I like? Oh, shit. What do I like? What do I like? If you know what I like. Before I go over to the next part of the show. Jennifer, what you know? You're not giving. Oh. Oh my God. Let me read some of these super chats and we're gonna go from there. AD meaning Anton Daniels equal anti-Dusty. Facts. Carrie Ferry says, I'm having a total knee replacement surgery tomorrow. Please send prayers my way. I can use the good vibes during this stressful time. Oh, that's not going to be stressful. That's not going to be stressful. Bless her, Lord. Give her the good knees. You know what I'm saying? Bless replacements. Don't give her the Shannon Sharp hips or nothing like that. Give her the good knees. You know what I'm saying? Give her them great knees and bless her to make a full recovery and to be better than she was prior to, in Jesus' name. Bless her not to be worried and stressed. Adonis says, so an email of him being talked about, that's it? Tabitha says, invisible breadcrumbs that lead us to nothing. Nicholas Henry says, unlike Trump, Biden follows the law. Maybe that's why his son needed a pre-pardon back to 2014. I don't know. Maybe that's why he needed a pre-pardon. Biden follows the law. Get the fuck out of here. Is that crazy? Everybody in the chat laughing at that shit. John Klingman says, the reason the Dems didn't release the files during Biden is because they also had people on the list. It's an agreement between the parties. Oh, I'm guessing you was there. Mr. Too Fresh says nobody cared about Epstein until Elon said Trump was on the list. Elon was just talking shit because he was mad because the tax subsidies was going away. Stephen Slayer 1 says Dems lost, shut down, and released these files to distract idiots. Wesley Turner says that's a fact about the emails, and Michael Franzese just recently said they will never find Jimmy Hoffa either, so they can forget about it. I want to interview him. Tanea Davies says, let me see, Michael Franzese. Want something done, you got to do it yourself. Tanea Davis says, good afternoon, AD and the Bad Chaser showing some love. Jesus Christ is King. Love Curly Hair says, safe travels to you and your family, my king. I like that. Good afternoon to all going to catch up on my Patreon Bag Chasers videos today. Yeah. 392Q says, can Mika cook a mean pan of mac and cheese, though? Ask her. She in the chat. She rocking with us. Go ahead and ask her. AD, you got to host a cook-off between Mika, Kim, and Molly. Man, that shit would break the internet. Tune says, don't give her the Kenny. Don't give her the Kenny Smith knees. Oh my God. This is so crazy. How do you get in touch with some of these people? Book. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I got some people on the list that I think I want to talk to. I'm going to figure that shit out. Figure it out. All right. I saw Anton collecting pennies from the wishing fountain the other day. Zero checking and savings account. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. All right, y'all. Let me see. What did we just talk about? The Epstein files. Okay. BBC talks about the Trump edit. I heard about that. Treasury chief predicts wage relief ahead. Did y'all see about the Trump edit? Did y'all know about that? Ex-traffic controller responds to Trump's threat to dock pay for controllers who mix work. MasterCard to cut fees. Wes Moore talks about Trump. Turning Point USA. Let's go over to the BBC. Let me see what's going on. Why Trump is threatening to sue the BBC. Yeah, I want to talk about this one. Let's go here first.
News CEO is insisting the organization is not biased despite stepping down amid a growing scandal over a Trump documentary.
Todd Pyro has the details. That omission, peacefully protest, they forgot to put that in his speech.
Yeah, kind of a key word, Ainsley.
Correct.
Good morning again to all three of you. The British Broadcast Corporation, BBC, getting into some big hot water over this clip of Trump's speech January 6, 2021, featured in a documentary which critics say was misleading because, as Ainsley just alluded to, it left out the president urging supporters to protest peacefully.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
Trump.
Yeah, they need to be sued. And I heard that the Trump administration is actually suing for $1 billion. $1 billion. And see, this is why I don't take what people say seriously. Because a lot of these news organizations that are supposed to be above board, they're supposed to just be reporting the news. They're not supposed to be biased. They're not supposed to be changing it to make it seem like somebody and throwing music behind it and making it seem like it's something that it's not. This is why the Trump administration is going after these news organizations, because they are taking speeches and they are modifying them and editing them to make it seem like Trump is a dictator, that he's a fascist, that he's an authoritarian, and that he's using his power to march against our Congress people and our soldiers and all of that stuff. And see, again, yep, the news is corrupted, Tony. The news is corrupt. And then, after the BBC's CEO stepped down, I believe it was a CEO stepped down, she gonna sit there and say, oh no, we operate with integrity, and this is in no way to show that our leadership is failing or that our news organization is not above the highest standards and all of this stuff. That's crazy. That is literally crazy how you can edit a speech like that and then they can act like it's nothing wrong whatsoever. That's why the CEO resigned, is they facing $1 billion lawsuit. The general director resigned. That lady resigned. These people is dirty. These people is dirty as hell. I can't believe that they walking around here and they just doctor the speech like that and everybody just go with it and everybody just believe it, and that's just the end of the conversation. That is so dirty, bro. That is so dirty.
Probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
Trump's lawyers writing to the BBC saying he would sue for $1 billion in damages unless the BBC issues a retraction and compensates him.
I think I have an obligation to do it because you can't allow people to do that. I couldn't allow 60 Minutes. You know, we settled that one for many millions of dollars, and I couldn't have allowed that to take place. They changed the answer that Kamala gave. They took out the entire answer and they put another answer in.
BBC's CEO of News, Deborah Turnus, has resigned in the wake of the scandal, but brushed off reporters earlier this week, standing by the media outlet's work.
Of course our journalists aren't for us. Our journalists are hard-working people who strive for impartiality, and I will stand by their journalism.
But how can you do that? Like, how can you stand by their work and they clearly doctored the video? And then the way that it works at these news organizations, let me tell you how it works at these news organizations. Yep, Anton has been able to peek behind the curtain on the local news, on the national news. I know several different producers. I know exactly how it works, right? So a lot of times how it works on these news organizations is, first of all, most of this stuff is produced. So they go out, they find what they're looking for, and then they create a narrative behind it. Then they do the work, and then they produce it, and then somebody, a higher up, has to give the green light for you to release it. You have to have a layer of authority that then validates that what you're doing is okay and it has integrity and that you can release it to the general public. So they don't just give you a Twitter account or whoever is the head of the Twitter account, or they just give you control over the YouTube account and say that you can chop up and put out whatever it is that you want. They have levels and levels that give you the green light, push the button and say, yep, this is okay to release. So that means that it is going through a fail-safe, right? It is being validated. It is being pushed. It is being supported by multiple people that are in these organizations that disregard and disrespect Trump. It's messed up. It's absolutely messed up. They basically doctor and stuff, and then they trying to act like that he's not justified for wanting to defend his name. And imagine if he had never became president of the United States of America again. We wouldn't even be talking about this. This would be swept under the rug. Nobody would have a conversation about it. It wouldn't even be a thing.
BBC's Director General Tim Davie has also resigned. As for the suit, a spokesperson for the BBC says they're reviewing the letter from Trump's team. BBC Chair Samir Shah has also apologized for, quote, an error of judgment over the edit.
An error of judgment
for the coverage of the Israeli.
Why even edit that in the first place? An error of judgment over. So, and here's the worst part about it is that they're not even taking full responsibility for it. You know what? We did this because we were trying to paint a narrative, or we didn't like Trump at the time because A, B, and C reasons, or whatever, so on and so forth. And so I apologize. I retract it. I take it back. This is actually the real footage in its entirety. And I think that Trump needs to be compensated. That's a real apology. That's a real apology. You can't even apologize. You can't even get away with apologizing to your girl that week. If you do something wrong, right? And then you smear her name, or you smear his name, or you get into a conversation or an argument or do something, you can't just come back and say, sorry, or this is the equivalent of that. I apologize that you feel that way. I hate motherfuckers that do stuff like that. I hate when people say stuff like that. I apologize if you took it the wrong way. So, nigga, you apologizing because I feel some way, not because you were wrong. I apologize. That's basically what it says. I'm apologizing because I apologize if you took it the wrong way. No. Apologies need to be action-oriented, not just words. The words is the confirmation. The apology has to be actionable. It has to be steps taken to prevent it from happening again. It has to be steps taken to rectify it. It has to be all of that. It can't just be some empty apology and saying some wild stuff. Nope, I don't like the disingenuous fake apology. I don't like it. Eric D says this is fake outrage from MAGA. And then he put the laughing emoji. Ain't gonna lie, I do that all the time, Anton. I love doing that. Why do y'all do that? Chill lady, that's me. I apologize for you feeling some type of way, but this has to be said. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all apologize for somebody feeling some way? Anytime you add an if to it or feel, I apologize for you feeling that way, or I apologize if you got offended. You're not apologizing for being offensive. You're apologizing because I took what you said as offensive. That's not an apology. That's not even an apology. Y'all got to learn how to apologize correctly.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflict in Gaza, too. Thanks so much, Todd.
But to leave out peacefully and patriotically protest, I mean, that is the whole point right there.
Who's the writer? Adam Schiff?
Right.
Well, and a similar thing happened with the Kamala interview.
Yeah.
They edited that interview.
But the edits are always
that was a different network.
Going one direction.
Right, one side.
It's crazy.
All they had to do was not put it out, and they wouldn't be facing a $1 billion lawsuit. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I think I'm a wrap it up for the day. He said, I'm sorry you feel that way, AD. I think I'm going to wrap it up for the day because I have to pack, get my life together. I have to go to the bank. And then I got to get to the airport. So we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program tomorrow. We're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program tomorrow when I'm settled, when I realize that we have stable internet. I am going to go by the studio and grab my Starlink. Thank you. Said damn good show today. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm about to go by the studio and get my Starlink. I got to go by the bank. I got to take care of some business. And we back at it tomorrow. All right, fam? So we're a little short on the show today, but that's okay. We're going to make up for it for the rest of the week. We're going to get to it. I promise you. All right? But I do have to go and catch a trip today. Somebody said, what's the destination? You must have got here. I got to run out to Croatia. Ain't that something? Nigga say I got to run out to Croatia. He ain't say I got to run out downtown. I got to go to Chicago and then get back. He said I got to run out to Croatia. No, we'll be back. We'll be back. A.R. Smitty says, how you do all this cheating and lose? Won't he do it? Mythology Noir says, Dems just tried to starve their brokest constituents, holding up government just to pay for illegal health care, and they go harder for them. What are they doing? Facts. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. We back at it tomorrow. A little smaller show than we used to. We only went for 2 hours today. But we back at our regularly scheduled time tomorrow. And we own it. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We had an awesome live stream yesterday. And I uploaded it last night so that you guys can be able to enjoy it if you didn't see it or if you want to rewatch it. We own it. All right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out at y'all later. Peace.